6 lucky numbers to focus and get rich. On Thursday, the 24th of July, 2025, Buddhist teaching. Have you ever wondered why some days feel more powerful than others, like the universe is gently opening doors you didn't even know were there? As Thursday, July 24th, 2025 approaches, we step into a unique window of spiritual energy, one where ancient Buddhist wisdom meets the quiet magic of numbers. In this special episode of The Journey of Wisdom, we'll explore 6 lucky numbers that aren't just symbols of wealth or success, but pathways to deeper clarity, peace, and focused intention. These numbers carry vibrations that can help you align your mind, actions, and energy with both material abundance and inner balance. So, if you've been seeking a sign, a shift, or simply a more mindful way to invite prosperity into your life, this might be the moment you've been waiting for. 1. Number 4. Stability and long-term wealth. Number 4 carries a powerful vibration of stability and long-term wealth, symbolizing the kind of life many seek, that isn't rushed or chaotic, but steady, reliable, and deeply rooted. In Buddhism, the number 4 holds sacred meaning, most notably seen in the 4 Noble Truths, which guide us toward understanding suffering, its cause, its cessation, and the path to liberation. This structure mirrors what number 4 teaches us about worldly success, that real wealth isn't the result of sudden luck, but of steady steps, discipline, and a strong foundation. In the same way a tree stands tall only because its roots run deep, we too must ground ourselves in mindful practices like daily rituals, clear financial planning, and routines that help us stay centered. A simple but powerful habit is to place the number 4 near your financial records and affirm, "I am grounded, focused, and building lasting wealth," reminding yourself that patience and order are your allies. As the Buddha once said, "A disciplined mind brings happiness," and this teaching reflects the heart of this energy. Especially as we move through the energy of Thursday, July 24th, 2025, align your actions with focus and responsibility. Whether it's writing down your monthly goals or reviewing your budget, these small, consistent steps bring stability not just to your wallet but to your mind and spirit. In a world that constantly pushes urgency and fast results, number 4 reminds us that true success comes not from rushing but from remaining firm in values, habits, and clarity. Just as a house stands strong on a well-built foundation, so too will your life become richer inside and out when you build it with care, structure, and purpose. 2. Lucky number 6. Harmony, healing, and flow. Let's talk about the powerful energy behind lucky number 6, a number deeply tied to harmony, healing, and the flow of love in our lives. In Buddhist teachings, we learn that money in itself is not evil. What truly causes suffering is the unhealthy attachment to money when we chase it out of fear, greed, or insecurity. On Thursday, July 24th, 2025, the energy of the number 6 invites you to heal your relationship with wealth and abundance, not by hustling harder, but by softening into peace and gratitude. So ask yourself, what does your home feel like? Is it a sanctuary of calm or a space of chaos? The number 6 teaches us that when we cultivate peace within our homes and hearts, we naturally become magnets for abundance. Try placing the number 6 somewhere you can see it on your desk, phone, or journal and affirm daily. I am in harmony with the flow of life. Start small. Clean a room. Light a candle. Give thanks for what you already have, and do something kind for someone else. This practice is simple, yet powerful. There's a short story I'd love to share. Sarah, a single mom from Oregon, once struggled with financial anxiety. After learning about the spiritual energy of the number 6, She began creating a peaceful space in her small apartment, decorating it with calming colors and affirming daily her harmony with life. She gave away things she no longer needed, helped neighbors, and kept the number 6 written on her bathroom mirror. Within months, she received an unexpected job offer that brought both more income and more balance. She said, "When I stopped fighting and started flowing, money began showing up in surprising ways. That's the magic of alignment. It brings ease, not pressure." Now, how can you start letting go of your resistance and trust in the flow of life? Where in your world could a little more peace create a lot more abundance? These are questions worth sitting with. The deeper lesson here is this: when your inner world is calm, your outer world responds in kind. Love, gratitude, and harmony aren't just nice ideas, they're tools for real prosperity. So today, don't just chase success, flow into it. Number 3. Creativity, joy, and manifestation. Let's explore the energy of lucky number 3, a number filled with light, joy, and the power to create the life you truly want. In Buddhist philosophy, the number 3 holds deep spiritual meaning. It represents the 3 jewels: the Buddha, the awakened one, the Dharma, the teachings, and the Sangha, the community. These are the foundation of the path to inner peace and true happiness. But what does that mean for your everyday life, especially on Thursday, July 24th, 2025, a day when the universe may align to bring you more abundance? It means this is your moment to awaken your creative spirit and connect to joy, not forced happiness, but the kind that flows from doing what makes you feel most alive. Have you noticed that when you're lost in a passion project, time disappears and everything just seems to click? That's no accident. That's life energy flowing through you. This is the secret behind lucky number 3. Abundance doesn't chase stress, it follows joy. As the Buddha once said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." So today, paint, write, sing, dance, cook, whatever makes your spirit smile. Keep the number 3 nearby and affirm, "Abundance and joy flow to me effortlessly." Let it remind you that wealth is not just money, it's a life that feels rich in meaning and beauty. Now take a moment and ask yourself, what is one joyful thing I've been holding back from doing, and why? Because when you express your true self without fear, the universe tends to respond in beautiful and surprising ways. So stay open, stay curious, and most of all, stay joyful. That's where true manifestation begins. If you've watched up to this point, you're already aligning yourself with the energy of abundance and mindful wealth. These 6 lucky numbers for Thursday, July 24th, 2025, hold powerful meaning in Buddhist teachings. Comment below with "lucky path" to affirm your intention to attract prosperity with focus and wisdom. Stay with us until the end. There's still more insight waiting to guide you on your journey to true success. 4. Number 9. Completion and new abundance. On this special Thursday, July 24th, 2025, the energy of the number 9 carries deep meaning, especially for those walking the path of transformation between the ages of 30 and 65. In Buddhist teachings, 9 represents completion, karmic resolution, and the spiritual maturity that comes after life's many trials. It is a reminder that nothing is permanent, and just like the seasons, we too are always in a state of change. Many of us carry burdens from our past financial regrets, failures, or old beliefs about money that no longer serve us. But number 9 urges us to finally release that emotional clutter. As the Dhammapada says, let go of the past, let go of the future, let go of the present, and cross over to the farther shore of existence. This is not just poetic, it is practical wisdom. In our modern lives, this could mean clearing out that drawer full of unpaid bills, forgiving a business partner who wronged us, or even making peace with our own mistakes. Forgiveness and decluttering, both physical and emotional, are the gateways to allowing prosperity to enter. Just as a cup must be emptied before it can be filled with fresh tea, your life must make room for the new. A quote from Shunryu Suzuki gently reminds us, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's, there are few." Embrace the beginner's openness again by completing what no longer needs to follow you forward. This lucky number is your invitation to close one chapter with grace so a more abundant one can begin. 5. Number 11. Intuition and higher purpose. On Thursday, July 24th, 2025, if you're seeking guidance, clarity, or even wealth, not just financial, but a richness in life, there's one number you'll want to pay close attention to: number 11. In both numerology and Buddhist-inspired teachings, 11 is known as a master number, a signpost of spiritual awakening and divine timing. It's not just a number, it's a quiet whisper from the universe urging you to slow down and listen to the voice inside. That voice, your intuition, already knows the path you were meant to walk. So how can you begin? Start simple. Spend some time in stillness, meditate, write in a journal, or just take a quiet walk alone. These aren't random acts, they're sacred doorways to clarity. Write 11 somewhere you'll see it on your vision board, in your daily planner, and repeat the affirmation, "I am aligned with my highest purpose." You'll be surprised how this tiny act can spark a ripple effect in your daily decisions. Let me tell you a quick story. A young man in Oregon was feeling stuck in a job he hated. Every Thursday, he began a small practice of sitting in meditation for just 11 minutes and visualizing his life with more meaning. He didn't chase money, he followed what felt right. Within months, he was offered a role in a non-profit that matched his heart's purpose and paid him more than he had imagined. Coincidence or synchronicity? That's the power of trusting number 11. Now think about your own life. Have you been ignoring your inner voice lately? Where is it trying to lead you? Remember, your true wealth isn't something you hustle for. It's something you align with. So today, ask yourself, am I living in tune with my highest purpose, or am I chasing someone else's dream? When you tune inward, everything outside begins to align. The lesson is clear: trust yourself, because the universe speaks in whispers, not shouts. 6. Number 17. Bold action and spiritual purpose. Let me share something truly special with you about the number 17, especially as we move closer to Thursday, July 24th, 2025, a day rich with spiritual energy and potential. In the world of numerology, 17 is a powerful blend. The number 1 brings the energy of new beginnings, leadership, and self-initiative, while the number 7 reflects inner wisdom, spiritual awakening, and a deeper connection with truth. When combined, they create a force that supports powerful progress, but only when our actions are in harmony with our higher purpose. So, what does this mean for you personally? It means that this is not just a lucky number, but a call to take bold action rooted in mindfulness. The Buddha once said, "However many holy words you read, however many you speak, what good will they do you if you do not act upon them?" This reminds us that wisdom must be paired with effort. Number 17 invites you to step forward with courage, no from a place of ego, but from clarity and compassion. This is the time to start that business you've been dreaming about, ask for that promotion, or launch the project that's been living quietly in your heart. But don't be overwhelmed. Start small. Even tiny steps taken daily can lead you to your destiny. Let the number 17 guide your actions by keeping it visible in your space or silently affirming to yourself, I take bold steps toward my destiny. What bold action are you ready to take today that aligns with both your goals and your inner truth? Think about that deeply. When our energy aligns with spiritual purpose, success becomes not just possible, it becomes natural. So, as this special Thursday approaches, remember, don't wait, act now. Be bold, be wise, and walk your path with intention. Still with us? That means you're serious about using focus, intention, and Buddhist wisdom to attract wealth. These lucky numbers aren't just digits, they're reminders to stay centered and open to opportunity. Comment, "Focused fortune" to claim your fortune. Don't miss what's coming next. It could be the shift you've been waiting for. How to get lucky and wealthy. Have you ever looked at someone's life and thought, wow, they're so lucky? The truth is, luck and wealth aren't just mysterious gifts from the universe. They're often the result of mindset, habits, and intentional action. In fact, what we often call luck is just preparation meeting opportunity, and the good news is anyone can prepare. You don't need a perfect background or a winning lottery ticket. What you need is a shift in how you think, what you believe, and how you show up every day. In this guide, you'll discover 5 powerful principles that can help you create your own luck and get closer to wealth, not just in your bank account, but in your mindset, your relationships, and your daily life. Let's dive in. Number 1. Positive thinking and consistent goals. True wealth and lasting luck do not come from lottery tickets or mere wishful thinking. They are built on the foundation of how we think, act, and persist through life. As the ancient philosopher Seneca wisely said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and indeed, those who are seen as lucky are often the ones who are consistently preparing, staying focused, and believing in a future they cannot yet see. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing how you respond when things don't go your way. In Buddhism, this aligns with the idea of right view in the Noble Eightfold Path, seeing the world clearly, without distortion, and responding with wisdom instead of fear or anger. Life inevitably throws challenges our way, but those who attract luck and wealth tend to have a steady mind, focused on growth rather than defeat. They hold on to faith, not in a magical sense, but in the quiet confidence that things will unfold as long as they keep moving forward. It's this consistency, this unwavering belief paired with clear, actionable goals that allows opportunities to recognize them when they come knocking. Setting specific goals is like lighting a lamp in a dark room. It gives you direction and draws others toward your light. People who write their goals down every morning aren't just organizing their to-do list, they are reaffirming their purpose to their own subconscious, aligning their energy, attention, and daily habits to serve that purpose. This creates momentum. In the words of the Buddha, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thoughts. What we repeatedly tell ourselves, where we put our energy, and how we shape our day-to-day thinking forms the blueprint of our reality. In modern life, it's easy to get distracted by social media, daily frustrations, or other people's opinions. But those who keep their minds anchored in clarity and solutions don't just survive, they thrive. Rather than getting stuck in cycles of complaining or waiting for things to change, wealthy and lucky people focus on what they can do. They don't see problems as walls, but as signals to reroute, reassess, and evolve. This mindset shift is crucial. The moment you turn your attention from what's missing to what's possible, you begin to act from a place of empowerment. That's when unseen doors begin to open. It's no coincidence that the most successful individuals you know, whether in business, relationships, or creativity, are those who refuse to be victims of circumstance. They shape their world with purpose and patience. As Confucius once said, "The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." Small, repeated actions aligned with a greater goal will do more for your fortune than any external shortcut ever could. So in your daily life, carve out time each morning to write down not only what you want, but why you want it. Let that clarity guide your choices and strengthen your ability to weather life's storms. Choose to see setbacks not as punishments, but as redirections. Use your energy not to resist what is, but to create what can be. And above all, stay present, stay kind, and stay persistent. For as the Zen proverb reminds us, the obstacle is the path. What seems to delay you may actually be teaching you the strength required to hold the blessings ahead. Number 2, change limiting beliefs. You can't have a different life if you keep thinking the same way. This simple yet powerful truth speaks to a pattern that holds so many people back from becoming lucky or wealthy. Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I wasn't born into money, so I'll never be rich," or "success isn't for people like me"? If you have, you're not alone. These thoughts are what we call limiting beliefs, subtle, invisible voices in our mind that quietly shape our decisions, our effort, and even what opportunities we dare to see or take. The problem isn't that these beliefs are true. The problem is that we've heard them so often, from our upbringing, our surroundings, or our past failures, that we started to accept them as facts. But ask yourself, is this belief helping you move forward, or is it keeping you stuck where you are? The truth is, wealth, success, and even so-called luck are not exclusive clubs reserved for a select few. They are often results of how we think, feel, and act on a consistent basis. Changing your beliefs doesn't mean lying to yourself. It means shifting the lens through which you see the world. In Buddhist thought, there's a beautiful idea known as right thought, which means cultivating mental habits that support compassion, effort, and inner clarity. Similarly, when you reprogram your beliefs, you're training your mind to stop being your own worst enemy and instead become your strongest ally. What would happen if instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," you told yourself, "I can learn anything I need to succeed"? What possibilities would open if you stopped assuming you're behind and started believing you're on your way? One helpful practice is to sit down with a piece of paper and write out 3 negative beliefs you often tell yourself, those quiet doubts that echo in your mind. Once they're on paper, don't just let them sit there. Ask yourself boldly, is this belief moving me closer to the life I want? Then go one step further, rewrite each belief into a positive, empowering version that reflects who you are becoming, not who you've been. For example, "I don't have the skills" becomes, "I'm learning skills every day." This small mental shift may seem simple, but it's like planting a new seed in the garden of your mind. As the Zen master Suzuki Roshi said, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the experts, there are few." Holding on to a curious, open mindset can be your secret weapon. So let me ask you again, what beliefs have been running your life up to this point, and are they still serving you? Because if you want new results, you need new patterns, and it starts in your mind. Wealth isn't just about money, and luck isn't just about chance. They're both shaped by how much you believe in your own potential and how willing you are to remove the mental blocks standing in your way. In modern life, where so much of our attention is pulled outward, we forget that the most powerful transformations begin inward. So today's message is simple. Check your beliefs, challenge what limits you, and choose thoughts that lift you toward the life you want. Because the story you keep telling yourself, whether of doubt or possibility, becomes the life you eventually live. Number 3. Build relationships that create opportunities. You've probably heard the saying, "Your network is your net worth." And while it might sound like a catchy phrase, it holds a deep truth, because no matter how smart, skilled, or hardworking you are, the doors to opportunity almost always swing open through people. Let me ask you this. When was the last time someone mentioned your name in a room full of opportunities? Or recommended you for a job, a client, or a partnership just because they trusted you? This is where emotional intelligence, or EQ, becomes your silent superpower. People with high EQ aren't just good at managing their own emotions, they understand how to connect with others in meaningful ways. They listen with empathy, speak with kindness, stay calm under pressure, and build strong, genuine relationships. In a world where everyone is trying to be interesting, emotionally intelligent people focus on being interested, and that small shift makes all the difference. The Buddha once said, "If you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path." And this timeless wisdom reminds us that when we focus on helping others without expecting anything in return, we often receive more than we ever imagined. So what does this mean in real life? It means that luck and wealth are not just about strategy, they're about connection. It means that the opportunities you're looking for, whether a career breakthrough, financial growth, or a big idea, are often hiding behind the people you haven't reached out to yet. One introduction, one conversation, one shared moment of trust can change your life. But here's the thing, these opportunities don't just show up when you need them. They show up when you consistently show up for others. That's why building relationships is not a one-time task, it's a lifestyle. And here's a simple practice that can change everything. Set aside just 1 hour a week to connect with people you value. Call them, text them, meet them for coffee. Not to ask for favors, but to show that you care, to check in, to offer something helpful, even if it's just your time or attention. Ask, sincerely, "How can I support you?" before ever expecting anything back. This builds trust, and over time, trust builds luck. You might be wondering, why give first? Why put effort into people who may never return the favor? Because giving creates flow. It places you in a mindset of abundance instead of scarcity. When you genuinely want to see others succeed, when you share information, make introductions, or just show up with positive energy, you become someone people remember, someone people talk about, someone others want to help when the moment is right. And the best part? This way of living doesn't just increase your chances of success, it makes life more meaningful. In the words of the Dalai Lama, "Our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them." So take a moment and reflect. Who in your life have you been meaning to reconnect with? Who could you reach out to, not for your gain, but just to offer kindness or support? Because at the end of the day, wealth without people is empty, and luck without love is fleeting. Build real connections, lead with your heart, and you'll find that luck doesn't just visit, it moves in and stays. If this message spoke to your heart, take a moment to drop a comment below with, "I choose to build meaningful connections." It's a small step, but a powerful way to affirm your commitment to relationships that create opportunity and lasting wealth. Let's grow together, one connection at a time. Number 4. Morning habits of successful people. They say, start right and the whole day is solid. And there's a lot of truth in that simple line, because how you begin your morning often sets the tone for everything that follows. Think about it. Have you ever had one of those days where you woke up rushed, reached straight for your phone, scrolled through bad news or social media, and then wondered why the rest of the day felt scattered, reactive, and tiring? Now compare that with the mornings when you took even just a few minutes to be quiet, reflect, move your body, or set a clear intention. The difference isn't magic, it's mindfulness. Morning is a powerful time, not just because it's quiet or peaceful, but because your willpower is strongest, and your mind is clearest. In Buddhist thought, the practice of right effort means choosing actions that nurture your well-being and your progress. And morning rituals are one of the simplest yet most effective ways to do just that. Successful people, from entrepreneurs to artists to teachers, don't all follow the same routine, but they do share a commitment to starting their day with purpose. Whether it's through meditation to center the mind, a short walk or workout to awaken the body, journaling to clear thoughts, or reading to stimulate the brain, these actions are like planting seeds of energy, clarity, and discipline that grow throughout the day. What's interesting is that these habits aren't just for the rich or the highly disciplined. They're available to anyone, and they don't have to take hours. Even waking up just 30 minutes earlier can make a meaningful difference. Think about it. What could you do in those extra minutes that would give you peace or momentum? Could you sit with your breath and just be still for a while? Could you write down 3 things you're grateful for, reminding yourself of what you already have, instead of always chasing what's next? Gratitude, after all, is one of the quickest ways to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, and it attracts more good energy into your life. The Dalai Lama once said, "Just one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day." And this is more than philosophy, it's neuroscience. When you take time in the morning to tune your mind toward positivity, your brain becomes more alert to possibilities, more resilient when facing setbacks, and more attuned to the subtle opportunities life presents. Now ask yourself, what is one small habit you can commit to each morning that would give you more focus, energy, or peace? It doesn't have to be complicated. A 10-minute walk, reading 2 pages of a book, or simply breathing mindfully while sipping your tea can be enough. The point isn't to be perfect, it's to be intentional. Because when you start your morning with purpose, you're not just preparing for a better day, you're building the foundation for a more focused and fortunate life. And that's the real key to being lucky and wealthy. It's not just chance or talent, but the quiet, consistent steps you take each day when nobody's watching. So tomorrow, before the noise of the world takes over, take a moment for yourself. Center your mind, choose your energy, and begin your day in a way that honors your future. As the Buddha taught, with our thoughts, we make the world. And it all begins with how you choose to start your morning. Number 5. Discipline and persistence. When you don't give up, you never lose. This truth cuts deeper the more you think about it, because real luck, the kind that leads to wealth and lasting success, isn't something that falls out of the sky on a random day. It's built slowly, quietly, through all the days when no one's watching and you keep going anyway. Let me ask you something. How often do you quit right before things start to shift? It's easy to start something when you're excited or motivated, but discipline means showing up even on the days you don't feel like it. And that's where long-term luck begins, not in sudden bursts, but in showing up again and again, especially when it's uncomfortable. Think of discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. In Buddhist teaching, there's a principle called virya, or right effort, which is the steady energy applied toward doing good, staying on the path, and pushing forward without clinging to results. This kind of quiet persistence isn't flashy, but over time it separates the lucky few from the many who gave up too soon. Opportunities are rarely about just being in the right place at the right time. They're about being ready when that moment comes, and that readiness is shaped by your habits, your resilience, and your willingness to keep moving even when progress feels slow. The truth is, when you persist through tough times, when you stay focused while others quit, you become rare, and rare is valuable. This is especially true in a world where distraction is the norm and quitting is easy. So ask yourself, what would happen if you committed to doing just one meaningful thing every single day, even if it's small? Writing a few lines, practicing a skill, learning something new, or simply staying true to your path. These small daily actions form what we call an unbroken chain, and the longer you keep that chain going, the more momentum you build, not just in results, but in identity. You start to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who doesn't break promises to themselves, and that's incredibly powerful. Try this. Create a simple habit you can do every day, no matter how small, and track it. You can write it on a calendar, a notebook, or even use an app. The point is to see your consistency grow. When you reach 7 days, celebrate. At 14 days, feel the shift. At 21 days, you'll start to notice how your mindset is changing. As Confucius said, it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. The people who are lucky are often the ones who didn't stop, even when it felt pointless. And over time, their persistence turned into skill, their discipline turned into mastery, and their daily effort turned into luck. So the lesson here is simple. If you want to be lucky and wealthy, be consistent. Show up. Don't stop just because it's hard or slow. Because every day you persist, you get closer, and the longer you stay in the game, the more the game begins to shift in your favor. And there you have 6 powerful numbers to focus on this Thursday, July 24th, 2025. These aren't just lucky digits. They're reminders from Buddhist wisdom to live with focus, gratitude, courage, and clarity. Wealth isn't only about money, it's about peace in your heart, purpose in your actions, and harmony with the flow of life. So as this special day arrives, take a moment to reflect, align your energy, and walk forward with intention. If this video brought you insight or inspiration, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the guidance we share to help you grow with mindfulness, compassion, and abundance. Until next time, stay grounded, stay wise, and keep walking your path with an open heart.